Not being a child of a famous figure is kind of a blessing in disguise, don't you think? Just imagine how hard it is for celebrity kids to have a normal life, to do all those crazy things we have done as teenagers without having their faces all over the news. Now elevate that to another level and you will have teenagers of a president who are surrounded by security service all the time even after they leave the White House. So in this video, I will talk about Malia and Sasha Obama's life and how they have managed to live a normal life growing up in the public's eye. Hit the bell and subscription button and stay with me to find out more about their lives now. Before talking about the kids, let's find out how the parents met. Michelle Robinson was assigned to be Barack's mentor at the law firm Sidley Austin LLP when she was only 25 and he was 28. Even though she was the mentor, that didn't stop Barack from asking her on a date after about a month in. Michelle disagreed at first, but soon she accepted. Almost 2 years after that, the two got engaged on the same day that they were celebrating Barack's passing his bar exam. He popped the question, got down on his knee with a ring, and she said yes. And almost a year later, on October 3rd of 1992, they got married and said their vows. Their first child, Malia Obama, was born on July 4th of 1998, and their second child, Sasha, was born on July 10th of 2001. The family's life in the spotlight started in 2004 when Barack became the state senator for Illinois. And while being an important figure in his campaign, Michelle was the vice president for the Community and External Affairs at the University of Chicago Hospitals. The two lifted each other up and helped one another grow until 2008 when Barack was elected as the 44th president. Michelle became the first lady and their immediate family became the first family of the United States from 2009 to 2017 and the first family of African American descent. Back in 2009, Malia was 10 and Sasha was only 8, which made them the youngest children to reside in the White House since John F. Kennedy Jr. arrived as an infant in 1961. Despite the fact that these two kids have been named the two of the 25th most influential teens of 2014 by Time magazine, many of us don't really know much about them. How is it like to be the daughters of the president, to have someone as influential as Michelle Obama as your mother, and how it's like to live with Secret Service all the time? First, let's talk about the Secret Service part. So, in 2013, Barack Obama overturned a 1994 congressional decision to restrict Secret Service protection for former presidents. According to this rule, the first children are protected until they reach the age of 16. So since Malia and Sasha entered the White House, even a bit after Sasha's case, they were surrounded by Secret Service wherever they wanted to go and whatever they wanted to do. No matter how hard Michelle and Barack tried, there were times where they just could not be normal parents for their kids as they wanted to be. Like when it was time for Malia to learn how to drive. None of her parents could help her with that. They weren't allowed to drive, so the Secret Services decided to take the task on themselves and teach Malia how to drive. Even though they couldn't help with such tasks, Michelle and Barack made sure that they implemented some rules in the house so that the kids won't end up being spoiled. Originally, before entering the White House, the sisters were given $1 a week as long as they did their chores, and that same rule continued even when they moved into the White House. Another example of them being like normal teenagers is that they had to make their own bed, even when they were in the White House. Michelle made sure that they were raised in a way that they could be able to find their own path in the world without looking at their mom or dad. But these were not the only things that the two sisters had to deal with, especially in the case of Malia. To start, Malia's birthday was a problem. If you guys didn't know, Malia was born on the 4th of July. Now, if she was in a normal family, you would say that it's not a big deal. But during those 8 years, her birthday was upstaged pretty much every year. Malia would celebrate her birthdays in hotel rooms in between her father's 4th of July appearances. So back in 2008, she spent her birthday in a Holiday Inn Express hotel room in Montana and partied during a campaign break ordering dinner and a birthday cake. Now that she's grown up and is a Harvard student, she can celebrate it however she wants. Before going to Harvard though, Malia took a year off and she used it in the best possible way. One of the things she did during this time was interning at the US Embassy in Spain, and she also showed her political activism by protesting the Dakota Access Pipeline. Shailene Woodley was the one who mentioned Malia was at the Sundance Film Festival supporting the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe's protest. In an interview with Democracy Now!, Shailene said it was amazing to see Malia, to witness a human being and a woman coming into her own outside of her family and outside of the attachments that this country has on her, but someone who's willing to participate in democracy because she chooses to, because she recognizes regardless of her last name, realizing that if she doesn't participate in democracy, there will be no world for her future children. Other than these two that I have mentioned, Malia did one more thing which was related to her passion, and it was in the movie industry. You guys probably don't know, but Malia was a production assistant on Extant with Halle Berry and on the set of HBO Girls with Lena Dunham. Both of the stars had nothing but good things to say about Malia. She also interned for Weinstein Company, and according to Michelle, Malia has expressed some interest in filmmaking and probably was the reason that she was touring some filmmaking colleges before going to Harvard. Now, after Malia went to Harvard, things got a bit out of hand for the family, and there were no longer security service since she had passed the required age. The first scandal was at Lollapalooza in 2016, where a video of her smoking what appeared to be a joint appeared online. Then, there was another scandal when TMZ released a video of her kissing a young man at a Harvard-Yale football game, who later was revealed that it was Rory Farquharson. The two are still together, so the rumors are still around suggesting that they are engaged or that they have broken up. There were some other scandals about her drinking while being underage and some about her crazy dance moves, but the one that caught my attention most among these was the new Dakota's music video for Walking on Air, where Malia appeared in. And in the video, you can see a short video of her dancing, lip-syncing, and playing the harmonica. And after the video was uploaded on YouTube, they decided to take it down and cut the part where Malia was in to preserve privacy. Oh, and I almost forgot, there was another situation where she reportedly got pissed at a lady trying to take a photo of her while she was at a salad shop, telling her, "Are you gonna take it in my face like an animal in a cage?" I mean, I feel this girl. She's just trying to be a normal 21-year-old enjoying the craziest time of her life. But also, the problem is that she's the daughter of the former president. Whatever she does, everyone's watching. Not sure if any of the Obama family will ever be able to live a normal life after the life in the White House. Speaking of the Obama family, so what about Sasha? Let me tell you more about her, because apparently she's the one who has managed to stay away from the spotlight more than her sister. One thing that many don't know about Sasha's past is that she was very sick when she was young, and Mr. Obama remembers that time as the hardest time in his life. And in his campaign video, he said, "People ask me what's the hardest time in my life. They ask, well, what about during the debt ceiling debate and this and that and the other thing?" Sasha got meningitis, a life-threatening disease, when she was 3 months old. I still remember going to the hospital together and they had to give her a spinal tap. Your world narrows to this very small point. There's one thing you care about, and you don't care about anything else. For the ones who don't know who Sasha is, she's the one who met Ryan Reynolds in the viral picture, and also the same girl who was not present at her father's final farewell. And by the way, do you guys know why she was not at the farewell? Because she had a final. That's how important education is in the family. Better take your tests, and you can say goodbye later. Isn't that something our parents do as well? What a normal family would do? So speaking of normal, according to the New York Daily News, Sasha was not allowed to watch TV or to use her computer during the week unless it was for study purposes. She had to have her dinner with the rest of the family at 6:30 and also had her share of chores just like all of us. And of course, just like many of us, she had her Sweet 16 and went to the prom. The only difference is that her prom pictures went viral. But mine have like 3 likes, and those are my mom's sister and my dad. Oh, and she even had a summer job. In 2016, she was working at Nancy's, a seafood restaurant on the island of Martha's Vineyard. But of course, she was only 15 years old back then, so the Secret Service agents were there as well. One of the waiters told the Boston Herald that there were 6 people helping Sasha while she was working there. Being the last child or the baby in the family comes with loads of perks, in most families at least. And the same thing applies to Sasha. After they moved from the White House to their relatively new home, the family had a chance to design the house the way that they wanted to. So, according to Michelle, Sasha is the one who actually killed it. She has a 2-room suite, which is all decked out, has a living room area and a bedroom. And it seems like Mr. Obama is not happy about this whole situation since he has the smallest room for his office. Another thing about Sasha is that so much like us is how she loves to go to concerts. The difference here is that she can afford to go wherever she wants and to whatever concert she wants, while we watch the fan cams on YouTube. She was seen at Beyonce's concert, at Jay-Z's, and also she danced on stage with Prince almost 3 months before he died. Now that Sasha has graduated high school, she has decided to attend the University of Michigan. She was at the freshman orientation in the summer and later was seen by one of the students with the Secret Service agents following her. So as you guys guys can see, there is not much scandal that Sasha has been involved in, unlike her older sister. This could be because Malia is now away from home and she can do whatever she wants though. There is a possibility for Sasha to follow in her footsteps and create more scandals when she gets older. Who knows? For now, we are just gonna believe Obama's words that these are two good, kind-hearted kids with no attitude. What do you guys think? Do you believe Malia and Sasha were able to live a normal life? Do you think that Malia is making many more scandals that she can jeopardize the reputation of her parents? Or do you think that Barack and Michelle have done a great job at raising their kids? Let's talk about all of that in the comments, and remember to like and share and follow us on Instagram, and become part of our Curious Sips family by subscribing to our channel. Until next time.